Bonjour mes amis. Hello friends. My name is Caine. My pronouns are she, her. Today is my birthday. It's a Monday, which is my normal day off. And I'm treating myself. Well, I treated myself to a bouldering session at Boulder Climbing Community. And I'm going to go rent a van, a big low, I don't know, they call it like a low top cargo van or something like that. And because I'm gonna go pick up a ginormous ficus, which is, I guess it's my birthday gift to myself, because I'm like into plants and stuff. I had an interesting experience a few weeks ago with the kids. So I came with the kids and they asked, oh, what's your name? And so I gave them my name, Caine, and gave them my last name. And they looked up the account and they found the two kids under my account and they were like, oh, their waivers are expired. You're gonna have to sign the waiver for them. And then after doing that, the lady at the front desk, who was really nice, she turned to me and asked me, and you are who? And it was a little awkward. I think that she thought that I was my own spouse or significant other who was bringing the kids to go climbing and who had not necessarily been there before, you know, as if Caine is my husband and I'm, you know, the spouse. And it was kind of funny, and I was like, well, I'm Caine. And she looked in her, like, you know, she stares down at her computer screen and looks down at it, looks at me, looks down at it, looks at me, and awkwardly says, you had short hair before? And I smiled and I said, I did have shorter hair before, but that was pre-transition. And she got it like right away. And kind of really quickly recovered. She apologized once, and then just said that they have photos on file for everybody, including the kids and stuff, so that when you come in, you don't just like cheat and use somebody else's membership, that kind of thing. So she looks at me and she says, oh, do you need me to help you do a name change or anything like that? And I said, no, I'm keeping my name, but that my pronouns are she, her. And I asked her if they keep gender on file, but they don't, which is good because it's not necessary. And then after filling out my new waiver and signing that, she asked, oh, well, let's take a new photo. And so we took a new photo, you know, with my long hair and a little bit of makeup and stuff. And so that's all updated now. And all in all, although it was a little bit awkward, she was really, really nice. She didn't make a big deal out of it. She didn't sort of ask questions that weren't important. She asked very relevant questions, and she was amazing. And today, after my climbing session, I thanked her for handling the situation gracefully and appropriately. She felt awkward and stuff, but I thought she did really well, and I'm really thankful for it. And I've had a couple of other experiences where I found myself coming out to people, I don't know, almost out of necessity and not getting to choose. The van is awkward. Kind of like the situation was. Let's see if... No, it doesn't work. They probably do that on purpose. As a trans person, I've discovered more than once that I've had to come out, and not on my own terms necessarily. There are times when I don't get to decide who I come out to. Oh, yes, this is gonna work. Some days it's fine, and it doesn't bother me at all. Like if I'm doing well and I'm having a good day, then it's fine. I can come up to people and I can just say, oh, that was me before transition, or, you know, that kind of thing. But on an off day, it can be really hard. I'm open about being trans, but some days I just don't want to. I don't have the energy for it. I don't have the emotional energy for it. And one time at the store, one of my customers from like 2 years ago or something, like they hadn't been for a long time, and like basically since before I transitioned, and they came into the new store and they were talking to Tiffany, and Tiffany was saying, oh, you know, Kokedama is also here, and then they were like, oh, and Tiffany always is really, really good at using my pronouns, and always using she and her, and when this customer who came in was like, oh, I thought it was a gentleman who was running the store, or who owned the store, or something like that. And they were already on the way, you know, sort of going towards my space, because they saw me, and I froze. On that day, it was just an off day, and I was not able to speak up for myself. And thankfully, Tiffany kind of came to my rescue and said, Caine has transitioned, and she's here sharing the space at the Ravens room now. And I was so thankful. But it made me realize that as trans people, we don't always get to choose who we come out to. Especially for people who we, like acquaintances from before transition, or like family and friends that we knew from before transition. And it can be really, really draining. And so coming out it's crazy. I mean, I guess as the years go on, more and more people will just know, and it'll be less and less frequent, but I'm gonna probably end up bumping into people like, I don't know, 5 years later, 8 years later, and then having to have this conversation about having transitioned and how my pronouns are she and her, and it's like, unless I'm prepared to lie, which I'm not, I'm like not good at lying, I don't know that there is a way around it. Cisgender people, if you get put in this situation and you have a friend or an acquaintance who transitions, try to be sensitive, try not to push the issue. Trans people just want to be seen as their actual gender, and they don't necessarily want to be reminded of their assigned gender at birth. And but yeah, to just make things easy and like kind of don't ask any unnecessary questions. If you are trans and you are out and transitioning, just know that you are going to be coming out for years. Unless you go into hiding, I guess. But it's just something that we need to prepare ourselves for, and to prepare a script, and you can even practice it if you have a friend who's close to you, to sort of run through scenarios and practice your responses, so that they become more automatic, and when that happens you don't have to think about it and you can just respond in the way that you've practiced. Let's go get this ficus. I'm really excited. It's really big, and I hope it fits in this. I hope it fits in this van, and I hope it's not too heavy because I'm gonna have to move it just a single person. And if I can't, then I don't know. I'll have to get some help from somebody to get it into my apartment. I'm waiting to get a message to see if it's an okay time to go get my ficus, and I think this is the message I've been waiting for. Yup. The lady who's selling it to me is super duper nice, and giving it to me for a killer, ridiculous price.
Head west on 6th Street Southeast toward 58th Avenue Southeast, then continue straight onto 58th Avenue Southeast.
That's really loud. Okay, friends, I don't know that you can really truly understand how big this tree is. Okay, ready? Oh. Okay, here, look. It is huge. It's like a 20-foot tree. And I need to bring it down to 9.5 feet, so really 9 feet. Hello? That was bad. Sorry for the swears. I'm gonna unload my backpack, so no climbing stuff. Take all that out. And go return the van. The van has done its job. I guess I'm stronger than I know. I thought, when we first moved it, I really thought I wasn't gonna be able to do it. But here we are. This is too amazing. I am so thankful to have met that lady at the market a couple weeks ago and just connected over plants. It's too amazing. But here, one more look. It's slanty because it's being pushed over at the ceiling. But I'll trim that when the time comes.